Max the Cheese Bandit Max wasn't like other mice. He didn't care about crumbs. He wasn't scared of traps. He wore tiny sunglasses, even indoors, and had a little tattoo that said, "Born to Squeak." What did Max care about? Cheese. Not just any cheese. Premium, expensive, gourmet cheese. His latest mission? Steal the Gouda Deluxe Reserve 1997 from the fridge. "I've trained for this my whole life," Max whispered to himself, staring at the glowing fridge light like it was the gates of heaven. At midnight, he skated across the kitchen floor on a Matchbox skateboard, dodging table legs like a pro. Then, using a grappling hook made from floss and a paperclip, he scaled the fridge shelf. Success was near until... Meow! Sir Whiskers, the family cat, had awakened. Max froze. His cheese mission was now a life-or-death operation. Chapter 2. The Great Fridge. Escape Max knew he had exactly 3.5 seconds before the cat lunged. He yanked the wedge of Gouda into his cheese sack, leapt down onto a pat of butter, whoops! Slipped and shot across the fridge like a rocket, ketchup bottle, bump. The cap popped. Off and ketchup exploded everywhere. Max flew out the fridge door like a red comet. Sir Whiskers pounced him but slipped on the ketchup trail and crashed into the crisper drawer. The fridge slammed. Shut. Max landed in a puddle of milk. Covered in ketchup, panting, cheese secured. "I didn't come this far to get eaten by a cat with a food addiction," he muttered. He skated into a tiny mouse hole, vanishing like a legend. Chapter 3. Mouse Wanted by Morning. Max was famous. Sticky notes were plastered all over the kitchen. Wanted, red mouse, cheese theft, ketchup. Attack reward. 100 cheddar coins. Max was the most wanted mouse in the house. Kids built mouse traps. The parents got a smart mouse tracking vacuum. Sir Whiskers was on high alert, armed with a squirt gun. Max? He sipped coffee out of a thimble in a secret cafe behind the toaster. Other mice gathered around. "You're a hero! No one's ever pulled off a Gouda heist." I named my kid Max. A mysterious figure in a trench coat and large peanut shell hat sat down next to him. "You want to stay safe?" she whispered. "You'll have to go beyond the cupboards. To the pantry zone." Max raised an eyebrow behind his shades. "Pantry zone? I thought that was just a myth." She dropped a mini-map on the table. "It's real, and it's where the biggest cheese in the world is hidden." Chapter 4. The Pantry Zone. No mouse dared enter the pantry zone. It was a cursed land, full of expired flour storms, haunted cookie boxes, and the terrifying robot vacuum, known only as the Sucker. Max strapped on his shoelace belt, filled his pouch with crumbs, and stepped into the shadows. First, he crossed the river of spilled rice, dodging floating Cheerios like stepping stones. Then, he climbed Mount Cereal, a giant mountain of unorganized cereal boxes. He was nearly crushed by a falling box of Raisin Bran, but dodged with a double backflip. Finally, he reached it, the cheese vault. There it was, sitting on a glowing mousetrap pedestal, the ancient brie of the pantry gods. It was said to grant a mouse eternal speed, agility, and infinite cheese sense. Max stepped forward. The Sucker had found him. Chapter 5. The Final Squeakdown. The Sucker was a monster. It had spinning bristles, red laser eyes, and an automatic peanut detection system. It roared like a vacuum dragon. Max ran. He parkoured off a can of beans, surfed down a Pringles lid, and slid under a rolling jar of pickles. Then, he made a decision. He turned back. "You want a mouse fight?" he shouted, dramatically throwing off his sunglasses. "Then you got one." He leapt onto the Sucker's back, jamming a toothpick into its on-off switch. Nothing. The Sucker roared. Max grabbed his floss grappling hook, spun around the vacuum's wheels, and yanked. Hard beep. Error. System malfunction. With a puff of smoke and a loud bloof, the Sucker exploded into glitter and cheese puffs. Max landed in a superhero pose. He wiped dust from his nose. The ancient brie hovered in the air. Max took a bite. Zap. Suddenly, his fur glowed golden. His tail sparkled. His sunglasses reappeared, on fire. "I am the Cheese King now." Epilogue. Long live the Mouse King back in the kitchen. All the mice threw a feast. Even Sir Whiskers gave a respectful nod, though he still tried to eat Max once a week for old times' sake. From that day forward, Max Max ruled the kitchen with courage, coolness, and the ability to sense cheese from 3 miles away. They built him a throne from a soup can. His crown? A slice of Swiss, and on quiet nights you can still hear him say, "Stay cheesy, my friends. Attack of the Ratsicles won. Peaceful evening." Max lounged on his throne, a crushed soda can, wearing his cheese crown, sipping warm milk. Suddenly, a cheese courier ran in, panting. "Your cheesiness." "We've got trouble from the freezer realm." Max raised an eyebrow. "The what now?" The courier handed him a frozen scroll. Max cracked it open. "We, the Ratsicles of the frozen north, claim all cheeses below 0°C. Prepare for invasion." Signed, King Icebite. Suddenly, boom. The freezer door opened. A blizzard blew through the kitchen. Frozen rats in snow goggles skated in, hurling mini icicles like ninja stars. Max grabbed his flaming sunglasses. "Nobody throws ice at my cheese kingdom."